I'm currently on the phone with Millie. She's another musician that reached out about the interview session. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the chance to introduce herself.
Hey everyone, my name is Millie. I mean, my name is Emily, but as an artist, I go Millie. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. So let's talk about what music means to you. Give me a bit of background about when you first came in contact with music. What do you think about it, connected with your personality and made you want to pursue a life with it?
Yes, of course. I mean, music for me, it's my life. The first time I was falling in love with music was when I was a little kid and I was singing in church. I mean, it was like a church from my school. And that was like my first stage when I learned how to sing, to connect with other kids. And that experience really sparkled my passion.
All right, very nice. So tell me a bit about what that situation was like. You mentioned that you were singing in church, so it was like regular choir kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was like a really small choir, but I made a lot of friends and it helped me a lot because I've been always a really shy person. And I discovered that I could like raise my voice singing, and that really made me feel good. And I also like the repertory.
Sure. Were you able to explore singing and music in any other sort of format? Like, did they have it in school, or was at church kind of really your only chance to interact with it?
At the time, yes. When I was growing, I mean, like I also got a little close to classical music later, and I started singing like classical repertory. It's really kind of the same way of singing in church music and classical repertory in Mexico.
Okay. And then one last question before we move on. In that setting, doing like church choir, did you find the opportunity to learn any instruments, or was that even an interest to you at the time?
Well, no, I was just a kid. I mean, I was just singing, but I remember I started to learn a little piano when I was a teenager, and I started to learn it by myself.
Okay.
Actually, right now I play a little piano on my show, so it was good.
Okay, so let's move into that period of time a bit. Tell me about how interacting with music progressed for you. Obviously, you mentioned that you started to kind of learn piano. Did you teach yourself piano, or did you have teachers around you to help you learn?
No, I didn't have a teacher at the time. I remember I was trying to learn pieces from Lady Gaga, and I was looking for the chords. I was trying to get the sound by ear, like trying to play with 3 fingers. Like I didn't have a great technique, but I think that was the time when I started to learn a little piano.
Okay. I mean, that's the way a lot of people learn instruments is finding tabs and chords for songs that they like and that they want to emulate, and then learning them that way. That's a completely legitimate way to teach yourself an instrument. So good on you for doing that.
Thank you.
While you were doing that, did you have any sort of aspiration to begin songwriting and writing your own like lyrics and doing vocals and piano sort of thing? Give me a bit of information about how you kind of saw songwriting in your life.
Well, actually, songwriting, I started doing it when I went to college. I studied music, contemporary music, and that was the time when I started doing that. Because when I sat on the piano before that, I just wanted to express myself. I was doing homework, I was trying to learn something. But the first time I was songwriting, it was really special because I think I discovered another language.
You mean like you discovered music as a language kind of thing?
Yes, and I felt like an instrument, like I was not writing the lyrics and the melody, like there was something bigger than me doing that.
Sure, that's awesome. So let's talk about how that manifested. Tell me about how that period of like kind of blooming and realizing that you could do more with your voice and your instrument happened. And what I mean by that is give me some information about how you progressed as a songwriter?
As a songwriter, well, it was really challenging at the beginning because I didn't have a lot of songs. But I remember I wrote every time I had something inside I couldn't tell anyone, or I was so shy to do it. So I wrote it, and then I try to add melodies and chords to that thoughts. And actually, that became my first EP. Um, I took a lot of time to release it, actually. I was really scared to do it, but it's now in streaming. It's called Walls.
Okay. Well, congratulations on getting that together. That's a huge accomplishment too, is to actually get an album out there or an EP and have something to show for all the effort that you put into it. Tell me about that process. Did you record it all yourself, or did you work with other musicians to do the production and the instrumentation, or how did that work out for you?
I mean, almost every song I have starts on the piano and vocals, but sometimes it's different. Sometimes I start with a melody and then I harmonize it, or I grab my bass and I make like a line and I sing over that line. But in this case, the first piano vocal thing turns into a project in GarageBand, and then I took these projects and gave it to a producer and an arrangement guy, and they did the production. I really like it because some of the songs they remained a lot of the same as the GarageBand project, and some of them took another sound, like really different.
Okay, so you really did take it. You approached it as recording demos, and then you presented those demos to a producer who kind of flushed them out. And you mentioned that you played bass on your original demos. Did you also send like the stems, so all the instrumentation on your EP is you playing?
Actually, just the pianos of some songs. No, I don't play bass for recording or professionally. I just like to grab it and do some lines. I used to play that more when I was in college, but now I don't.
Okay, so tell me about what the ambition there was. After you put the EP out, did you want to get out there and start doing shows, or did you just want to kind of put on your shelf and say, I did this kind of thing? Or tell me a bit about where you kind of wanted to see it go.
Well, actually, that goes a lot with my message in music. I just want to change people's life because music that did for me, and I write music to heal people's heart. Actually, my music it's about depression, insomnia, fear. It's a really challenging music. So I wanted to share that with the world. And I remember the first EP I released, I just sent it to my friends and family and was like, hey, listen to this. But it's a little weird because all my music is in English. Actually, this is the first time I released a song in Spanish and in English in this new EP I'm releasing this year. But I mean, not a lot of people in Mexico understand the lyrics, but I know some people they take the time to translate and everything, or they just understand it. So it's a little challenging.
Sure. I mean, that's great. That's a very unique way to approach it and make sure that it's available for the people around you as well as the wider international market. You mentioned there that you did have plans and are working on your next album, so that kind of ties into what my next questions would be of what are you working on now, what do you feel your motivations are to continue to make music?
Well, my motivation right now is to continue making mental health music. And right now, I'm doing this kind of releases. I think it's called waterfall release. Like every month, I'm releasing a single. And I think by December, the full album completes. So right now, I released Insomnia in English. It's called Insomnio in Spanish. You can find that song. Also, I just released Bored. It's a really sad song I wrote on the pandemic. Actually, this album was wrote on the pandemic. And right now, today, it's a very special day because I'm releasing Sacred Heart, which has a featuring with an artist called Kanek.
I will try to throw that in there. It might be a bit before this interview comes out, but we'll definitely make sure that it gets linked when I do publish. Um, so with the stuff that you have coming out and the way that you're doing this digital distribution, the waterfall release schedule as you put it, where do you kind of hope to see all that go? Where do you think that traction is building you to?
Well, right now I'm trying to do stuff on social media to promote that music. I'm trying a lot on TikTok, and I'm trying to make a connection with people because since it's mental health music, the most important thing I want to happen it's connection, emotional connection. So I would like this project to reach a level of international festivals, appearing like opening act for someone out there. I want to take this project to a lot of countries and a lot of people who need to heal.
Awesome, that's great. So tell me a bit about your time interacting with music. What are some of your favorite memories that you have that help keep you motivated to keep making music?
What makes me motivated? I think when I feel really, really down, I like the worst times on my life, music has always been there to rescue me. So that's really special because I have been living with music since I was really, really a little kid. And right now I'm almost on my 30s, and I don't see myself doing anything different from singing and performing and writing and continue with this project.
All right, perfect. Well, where can people find you and check out your music and follow along with your release schedule that you're on?
Yes, of course. In every social media, you can find me like at Soy Mili Music. Soy, it's wrote like soy milk. That's I am in Spanish. Soy Mili Music.
All right, perfect. So I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word. So what's a message that you have that you want other people to hear?
I think people need to hear that you can reach whatever you want if you really put yourself into it and your soul and everything you've got. Don't be afraid. The worst thing you can do is fail and try again and again and again.